Hello there, elementaries. This is Chinese Spot. We're coming to you from Shanghai, China. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
And we are in the restaurant today.
We are eating.
Indeed, something we do, I guess, pretty often here in Shanghai. In China, I think going to restaurants is extremely common.
Yes.
Much more than in my own home, for example.
Because there are so much more restaurants here.
There's thousands of restaurants and they're cheaper, much cheaper relative to, you know, the cost of living and so
But
on.
with the cheapness,
Yes.
I guess sometimes the service drops a bit too.
But that's authentic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can find all sorts of restaurants in China. You can have, but I think the sort of mom and pop places, the small places, there's plentiful, and there's quite a cultural experience to go there too. So
And I shouldn't really say the service is bad. Sometimes I think we just have a different style of service in Chinese restaurants, and this dialogue illustrates that pretty well.
Well said. All right, let's listen to it 3 times and we'll take a look at it.
好。对话第一遍。
服务员，服务员，
什么事儿？
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
好。那这个呢？
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
好，稍等。第二遍。
服务员，服务员，
什么事儿？
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
好。那这个呢？
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
好，稍等。第三遍。
服务员，服务员，
什么事儿？
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
好。那这个呢？
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
好，稍等。
Okay, let's translate. We always do this top down, right? You know, piece by piece. The idea is, of course, to allow you, the listener, to try to figure it out as you go along by piecing it together rather than telling you what the whole thing is. So let's do a rough translation at this stage.
OK， 服务员，服务员，
Waiter, waiter,
服务员，服务员，
waiter, waiter.
服务员，服务员，什么事儿？
What can I do for you?
什么事儿？
Yeah, what is it?
什么事儿？这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
We're done with this. Could you take it away, please?
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
Yeah, we finished this plate. Could you take it away?
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。好，那这个呢？
Okay, and how about this one?
好，那这个呢？
All right, and this one too?
好，那这个呢？这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
This one we haven't done eating. Please bring some more napkins.
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
We're still eating this one. Could you bring some napkins?
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。好，稍等。
Okay, just a second.
好，稍等。
All right, just a moment.
好，稍等。
Yes, very, very, very typical of not a sort of high-end sort of exclusive place, but just a normal
Your
kind of place.
average everyday
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah. Which I might add are great.
对
You know, you find great food in these sort of fairly normal-looking places. You can, especially if you know the place and you know the dishes to order, you can
Yes.
find some really good stuff. Anyway, now how did we address the waiter in this case?
服务员，服务员。
Now, tell us about this word, please, Jenny.
好，服务 means service.
Yes.
Yes. And 员 means a person.
Person. A kind of a staff person.
对
Yeah, yeah. Now, let's look at the word service. What are the tones on it, please?
服务 服务 second and fourth.
Good. 服务.
对
And then the waiter is
员
Great.
服务员
服务员.
对。
Male or female, it's the same.
都可以。
都可以. All right. Now, I know that in a lot of Western restaurants, sometimes you in some places you'll call a waiter waiter. That's okay. Or you just say excuse me. But in China, it's perfectly okay to call people waiter, right?
It's not offensive
Not
at all.
offensive. And I think one of the things we'll see in this dialogue as well, that there aren't as many please and thank yous generally.
There's no please at all or thank you.
Exactly. You don't do that as profusely. Generally,
对。
in these types of social settings in China, you're not expected to,
Yes.
as the way we do, let's say, in some parts of the West anyway. All right, so don't think we're telling you to be rude here. You're not. This is perfectly acceptable. This is kind of empirical stuff. This is, what you
Yes.
hear, what you see. All right. Now, in this same vein, how did the waiter reply to the waiter call?
什么事？什么事儿？
什么事？
对
Now, literally meaning,
What is it?
what is it? What thing?
What thing?
What thing or
对
issue? Now, again, in English, if you called the waiter, you called him waiter, and he said, what is it? I'd be like, why are you bothering me? This is perfectly okay in Chinese to say, 什么事? Although you wouldn't find it in a sort of an upscale restaurant, right?
No.
No, but it's just in a more familial kind of mom and pop place. Okay, so let's hear it again.
什么事儿？
什么事?
什么事儿？
What can I do for you? What is it? Now, we've done eating this stuff on this plate.
这个吃好了，这个吃好了。
Now, Jacob, obviously, you're referring to the plate.
To a dish,
To the dish,
对。
right? 吃好了, we finished it. Very simple phrase, but very useful.
吃好了 finished eating.
We finished eating. Now, that wouldn't necessarily mean the plate is empty. It means we're done with it, right?
yes.
吃好了, 我们吃好了. We're done with that. Okay, now, could you take this away, please?
帮我们收走吧，帮我们收走吧。
Now, there's a lot of interesting, I think, parts to this sentence. The first thing is the verb to 帮, right? Now, it's very common to use this in this situation. In English, you wouldn't say, help me to clear this up. You wouldn't. You say, could you please
you-
clear this or take this away?
But 帮 essentially functions as that. Could you
it does,
please?
exactly. But literally translated, it means
To help.
to help.
Right.
Okay.
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
So you'll hear this again and again. Many contexts. They use the verb 帮我 to help me or 帮我们.
It's a polite way of
It
making a
is.
request.
Exactly. And I notice that there's no please necessarily. You don't have to
No.
emphasize that. So let's look at the full sentence again. It was,
帮我们收走吧，帮我们收走吧。
now this 收走. Tell us about this, Jenny.
好，我收 means to receive,
Receive.
to accept.
Yeah.
And 走 means away,
Yeah,
to
to
go.
walk, literally.
对
Yeah, yeah.
So 收走 means to take it away.
Take it away.
To clear it away.
Walk away with it, as it were, literally, yeah. And so that is the phrase you use, right? You'd call the waiter and you'd say,
收走
收走.
对
That's the verb you use. Now, you could also say 收一下, right?
也可以收一下。
收一下, yeah. That's also common too. But this is slightly more formal, but it's common too. So let's hear it. Could you take this away, please?
帮我们收走吧。
And I think the ba at the end softens it a little bit too, also, right?
Exactly.
It's not like, if you didn't have that, it might sound more like an imperative in order.
对的。
Okay, that's how you soften it. All right. Now, and of course, the waiter agrees and asks, how about this other plate?
好，那这个呢？那这个呢？
那这个呢?
对
Now, again, this is the question form here is this one too?
这个呢?
Also that one?
Yes.
And you can imagine that there are hundreds, if not thousands of contexts you might be pointing at something. And 这个呢?
这个呢?
That one too? All right.
They're not done
They're not
eating
done.
with that
That's
one.
right.
这个我们还要吃，这个 我们还要吃。
Yeah, 我们还要吃, we still want to eat.
Yes.
Now, in English, again, you wouldn't say that. It'd be weird. We're going to eat that. I don't know. It just wouldn't be. You just
How
wouldn't
would you
say-
answer it?
You'd say, oh, we're not done with that, or we haven't finished with that, or that one you don't need to take away, I guess I would say. But we're saying we still want to eat this one.
How direct are we? 这个我们还要吃。
还要吃.
对。
And also, it's very common, you're at somebody's house or something, or in a restaurant, and your friend has invited you. What, do you want to eat more? They'll say,
还要吗？
yeah,
还要吗？
还要吃吗？
还要吃吗？
Do you wanna- Anyway, so don't take it away because we're not done with it. And while you're at it, could you bring us some napkins?
再拿点餐巾纸过来。再拿点餐巾纸过来。
Now, let's go straight to the noun in question here, which is
餐巾纸，餐巾纸。
餐巾纸.
That's your favorite word.
Do you know, I've always found this difficult for some reason to remember.
It is quaint.
It's
It doesn't really collocate with a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's why it's maybe tricky. But I mean, I'm trying to think of a mnemonic here. 餐巾纸.
And there's just no mnemonic,
There
isn't it?
isn't.
But what 餐巾 means napkin.
Yes,
like
right.
A cloth, piece
That's
of
right.
cloth.
As in a towel.
对对对，毛巾。
毛巾. Yeah. So 餐巾 would be
A white, thick piece of cloth.
Yeah,
napkin.
Yeah, yeah. A
And
napkin. That's
对
right, yeah. And so the paper napkin is just
餐巾纸。
ginger with the paper.
对，餐巾纸。
There you go. Hope that helps you to remember it. Think of yourself sitting there with a very huge 餐巾纸
Tucked under your chin.
paper thing. Maybe that'll help you to remember. Now, the beginning of this sentence, however, it's 在.
对，
Tell us about this.
我在 means then,
Yeah, then.
thereafter.
Yeah. Okay.
So
'cause it's-
after you've cleared the table,
yeah.
then can you bring some
Can you bring
napkin?
it? Nice. Okay. Now, of course, the waiter is in agreement. So you have
好，稍等，
稍等.
稍等。
That's the language of the
Just a-
restaurant.
对，稍等 means just a
Hang on a
moment.
second. All right. Pretty naturalistic, very high frequency. I hope. Let's listen to it 3 more times.
对话，第一遍。
服务员，服务员，
什么事儿？
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
好。那这个呢？
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
好，稍等。
第二遍。
服务员，服务员，
什么事儿？
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
好。那这个呢？
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
好，稍等。
第三遍。
服务员，服务员，
什么事儿？
这个吃好了，帮我们收走吧。
好。那这个呢？
这个我们还要吃，再拿点餐巾纸过来。
好，稍等。
Well, Ken, you always have fascinating observations about
Do I?
service in China.
Well, it is different, right? It is a little bit different. For example, generally in this level of restaurant, I mean, it might be different at upscale places, but generally the waiters will tend to stay in the background a little bit more in China.
Yeah.
Until you call them, right? And it's actually okay to call the waiter 服务员, as we said.
对
But it's
and they
also
will
even-
answer you 什么事。
Yeah, they will. Yeah, but it's also even okay to wave. right? Not to click your fingers. Nobody would do that. But to wave and call
It's
the
very
waiter.
common to bring their attention by waving.
I do it all the time. I mean,
too.
I would wave and I mean, you can gesture if you're being rude or not. You smile and you know. So, but yeah, it is culturally kind of interesting where you draw the line. And being over profuse with the pleases and the stuff would seem slightly unnatural in China.
And distant.
And distant, actually, which is interesting. So there you have it, a little bit of culture. Always, with what we bring here is the natural stuff, the way it happens. And watch out as well if you're in those situations. Watch what people do and say and compare them to what we do here. And I hope that will reinforce it. Hope that was useful.
And go to ChinesePod.com.
Don't forget, you might bump into us while you're there.
Yes.
Anyway, you'll be able to bump into us again tomorrow at the same time when we bring you another enthralling lesson in spoken Mandarin. Until then, however, time to say
再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
1003.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/1003 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/1003.